Welcome, my friend. I'm Cassian, and this is Chronicles of the Warmaster. Here, we tell the whole Horus Heresy saga slowly, book by book. This is episode 17, and if you're catching up, the earlier episodes are all waiting for you on the channel. Tonight, Mars itself begins to fracture as a quiet woman from Terra discovers she can hear what its priesthood has forgotten. Mars, the Emperor's own forge world, chose Horus tonight, and not one soul among the Mechanicum lifted a finger to stop it. A transcriber named Dahlia has just arrived from Terra, sent into a planet already tearing itself in half between the Fabricator-General's loyalists and Horus's converts. She doesn't know it yet, but she can see the machine spirits of Mars in a way no priest of the cult Mechanicus ever has. Her name is Dahlia Cythera. She is 20 years old, has no augmetics, no electu, no rank, and she has just been brought to Mars in chains. Her crime, back on Terra, was that she could not stop herself improving the cogitator she had been assigned to copy. She rewired it in an afternoon. She did not understand how she knew which wires to move, neither did anyone else. The Mechanicum noticed. The Mechanicum always notices. Now she stands on the red planet, the wind tasting of iron and oil, and the man sent to collect her is no mere priest. He is a giant of bronze and ceramite called Mu-31, a protector, a warrior priest in heavy armor with a long energy weapon resting easy on his shoulder. He is not unkind to her. He is simply enormous and patient and watches everything. Remember this woman. Remember her face. The entire war for Mars will turn on what she can do, and she does not know it yet. Before we go further, you have to understand what Mars is. Mars is not a planet, the way Terra is a planet. Mars is one enormous machine, a single red continent of forges, refineries, and assembly hangars that stretches past the horizon in every direction, breathing smoke into a poisoned sky. It is ruled by the cult Mechanicus, priests who worship a deity they call the machine god, the Omnissiah, and who replace their own flesh with steel as an act of faith. They are not the Emperor's subjects, they are his partners. 2 centuries ago, he came here, bent their leaders to his will, and signed the treaty. Here is the part you need to carry with you. Almost every bolter in every Space Marine's hand was forged on Mars. Almost every warship of the Great Crusade left a Martian dry dock. The Mechanicum is the industrial heart of mankind, and that heart is about to choose a side. Dahlia is brought to a forge built directly over a vent of molten rock, the Magma City. Its mistress is Coriel Zeth, an adept of the Mechanicum unlike any priest Dahlia has met. Zeth's augmetics are sparing, her eyes are still her own. And Zeth believes something dangerous. She does not pray to machine spirits. She thinks the worship of the Omnissiah is superstition dressed as faith. She holds up a simple switch for Dahlia, 2 contacts, a circuit closed or broken, and makes her point. There is no hidden god inside this switch. There is only physics. Knowledge, to Zeth, is sacred precisely because it is rational. She believes the Emperor is a great man, a man of reason, just a man. And she believes the rest of Mars is willfully blind. She is the closest thing this story has to a hero. Watch how she carries herself. Zeth puts Dahlia to work with a small team, 4 other technicians given an impossible task. They have been handed a set of plans by an adept called Ulterimus, a genius 1,000 years dead, whose work was never finished because it never worked. The team has 7 days to build the device from the plans. None of them understand what it is supposed to do. It is Dahlia who works it out. The words come up out of some place inside her that she does not control. The device, she says, is meant to enhance the human brain, to let a person learn and remember at a rate no human ever has. The others stare at her while she explains. She solves a connection that has defeated the priesthood for 1,000 years. Too thin to survive the heat, too thick to fit the housing, in a trance, her hand moving across the wax paper while golden lines knit together behind her eyes. When Szeth arrives and sees the finished machine, she picks up the original 1,000-year-old plans and tears them in half. The design never worked, she says. It never could have. She did not give it to them so they could build it. She gave it to them so that Dahlia would invent the parts that did not yet exist. They have created something new. On Mars, where every act of creation is supposed to be the rediscovery of something ancient, that is almost blasphemy. And it is exactly the proof Szeth needed. Dahlia's mind is doing something no priest on this planet can explain. While Dahlia bends over wax paper, the planet above her is splitting in half. The Fabricator-General of all Mars, Kelbor Hal, 4/5 machine, a hooded figure with green light burning inside his cowl, has wanted the locked sections of an archive called the Vaults of Moravik for 200 years. The Emperor sealed those vaults personally when he walked Mars as a younger man. Inside them is forbidden knowledge, Dark Age science, xenotech, warp-derived theory. Kelbor Hal has wanted the key for so long, the want has become a wound. Tonight, a stranger gives him the way through. An emissary from the Warmaster's fleet, a Mechanicum adept named Regulus, secretly sworn to Horus, lays a small object on the stone between them and tells Kelbor Hal that the Warmaster will give him what the Emperor will not. Kelbor Hal does not need persuading. He needs permission to do what he already wants to do. He takes the key. The price the Warmaster's man asks is simple: 1 transmission. A burst of corrupted binaric, scrap code, the priesthood calls it, broadcast across every Martian frequency at a moment of Kelbor Hal's choosing. The Fabricator-General agrees. Then he opens the door. The scrap code goes out. It is not a weapon you can see. It is a binaric prayer, a single corrupted hymn broadcast across every Martian channel at once. It rides the same machine bond every priest on the planet uses to speak with the spirit they call the Omnisire, and when it touches that bond, it poisons it. Servitors that have stood beside their handlers for 30 years turn and tear them apart. Skitari regiments march out of their barracks at dawn and gun down the neighbors they served beside the night before. Forges become furnaces. Reactor cores vent into the people who built them. The Mechanicum will later name this hour the death of innocence. Mars did not fall in a battle. Mars fell in a broadcast. By morning, half the great forged cities have declared for the Warmaster. The Fabricator-General is one of them. The other half, loyal forges, isolated, surrounded, hold their gates and wait for help from Terra. Help is not coming. The Emperor's own sons are at this moment burning their own brothers on the black sand of a world called Istvan, and the warp routes home are choked. But the Loyalists do not know that yet. They believe the Imperium has not forgotten them. Chief among those isolated forges is the Magma City. Chief among those Loyalists is Coriel Szeth. The Magma City does not fall because Dahlia saves it. The scrap code reaches Szeth's forge with the rest. Her servitors begin to seize. Her machines begin to scream. Her adepts collapse where they stand, vomiting blood, the bond they spent their lives building against them. She is minutes from losing the city. And a young transcriber with no augmetics walks into the central data spine and listens. She does not pray. She does not chant the binaric counter-rites the surviving priests are choking through. She simply listens the way she listened to a cogitator on Terra and reaches in with her bare hand. The pattern of the corruption arranges itself behind her eyes the way the impossible plans did. She finds the seam in it. She closes the seam. When the priests come to, the Magma City is still standing. The other forges around them are not. And every adept in Szeth's service who survives that morning knows, without needing to be told, that the human girl who saved them is now the most important person on Mars. Szeth knows it too. There is a dying priest in a sealed cell beneath the magma city. His name is Jonas Millus. He was a quiet empath once, a volunteer, until Szeth's great experiment, the machine Dahlia's own team helped build, poured all of knowledge through his mind at once. Now he raves. And what he raves about is not nonsense. He speaks of a great lie at the heart of the Red Planet. He speaks of a truth that will shake the galaxy. He speaks of a slain creature buried under the dust. Dahlia is drawn to him. She goes down to his cell alone. His face is half melted. His mouth is full of fire. He is dying as he speaks, the words burning him from inside. And the last thing he gives Dahlia is a fragment, half warning, half confession, of something the Emperor did when he walked Mars as a younger man. I have seen the truth, and I am free. I know it all. The Emperor slaying the dragon of Mars, the grand lie of the Red Planet, and the truth that will shake the galaxy, all forgotten by man in the darkness of the labyrinth of night. He dies still smiling. Dahlia does not know what he means. She does not know what this dragon was. She does not know where the labyrinth of night is, or what it holds, or why a priest would burn from the inside out for the crime of knowing. She only knows that the man chose to die, telling her, not the priesthood, not Szeth, but her, because she is the one who can carry it. And somewhere, very far below her, in stone where the dust has not stirred in 30,000 years, something feels her listening. Dahlia does what the dying man asked of her. She studies, she reads, she works through what little the Mechanicum's open archives admit and what they refuse to admit. She finds an old Terran story about a knight who fought a beast no mortal blade could kill, and who chose instead to chain it and drag it into the dark. She finds the name of a place no priest of the cult will build on. A broken maze of canyons east of the Great Forges, a place the priesthood has always shunned without ever quite saying why. They call it the Noctis Labyrinthus, the Labyrinth of Night. That is where the beast is. She is sure of it. She goes to Szeth, and she asks for permission to leave the magma city. She says she has to see it. She says it is what the dying man wanted. Szeth refuses, so Dahlia decides she will go anyway. That is where we will leave her, packing a small bag in a hab she did not choose, listening to a planet tearing itself apart over her head, and deciding to walk out into the worst of it alone. The Fabricator-General owns half of Mars. The other half is shrinking by the hour, and one transcriber is about to follow a dying priest's last word into a place even the priesthood will not name. What is buried beneath the labyrinth of night, the Emperor sealed there himself. He did it for a reason. Mars has just chosen a side, and the war for the galaxy will never be fought the same way again. Next, the living god, the Emperor, buried beneath these forges 30,000 years ago, is still down there, and we find out why he never let it wake. Thank you for staying with me to the end. If this chapter found a place in your thoughts, subscribe, and you'll be here when the next one arrives each week. Leave a like and tell me your favorite moment or your own thoughts in the comments. It helps these old stories find more ears. Until next time, walk wisely and keep the Emperor's light close.